Alright, Forex market, second time for the day, guys. Last time for the week, we got the Euro Canadian today. On this one, we want to analyze what's going on right now. You probably remember we've been very bearish on the Euro Canadian for a long time. For a long time, we've been bearish ever since price came off 59.17 all through 52.73, then the break below 51.96, and of course just recently the break below 48.30. Right from the beginning we talked about 43.89 as final destination. Even though we think it might even go further downward, it might even drill through that level and go all the way to the previous low around 38. I mean, yeah, there are a few lows, right? But yeah, you know what I mean, getting into that space right there at the bottom. But it looks like it's having a bit of a break, right? There was some strong downside momentum and price seems to be stalling a little bit. Let's see what's happening. I mean, we were really impressed by the way it was slicing 48.30 to show us that that was a point of no return, right? After that breakdown, then trying to challenge that level from below, failing miserably by just slicing that level, leaving that big spike but closing well below. Now it's starting to turn back down, right? So that's from a long-term perspective, looking at 43.89 as the target, right? Looking at the weekly chart, we also find some interesting stuff going on here. We got another level, 47.53. It's more local kind of resistance level. It was a support. It got broken a few weeks ago. Now last week price came back up, challenged that level, failed, right? Pulled back down. And it did that again this week, just to show you how much pressure is coming from above. Whenever price is trying to lift off its head, it's a hammer seems to be dropping right on the head. Right, every single time it tries to break forward, it gets that hammer, and it comes back down. So I think it's just a matter of time until it starts to escalate. The momentum on the downside, right? Back to the original downside move. The big technical correction was already done just not too long ago. That was it, right? There was a huge move leading to that correction, and then 3 weeks of consistent upside correction. I think that's over. That's history, right? So this is probably just a local type of correction, very local. Nothing like what we had, back in April, in March, April, well, mostly April actually. So I think it should be imminent for price action to come back on the downside, start to accelerate that negative momentum and push all the way to 43.89. Now that's long-term perspective, right? Let me give you the short-term perspective quickly. There's another consolidation phase, much from a lower time frame, right? This daily chart, this short-term cycle, it's trading sideways with this up and side, back and forth. Now it's coming down, breaking 47.46. So like really short term, right? Now we're talking about 50 pip to 46.62. Looks like a solid move. Looks like something that's coming up, I mean, as soon as, today, right? Later on, price will have to deal with 46.62 and then 45.87. Once it leaves 45.87, that's it. We're off to the races. All right, so we'll see how it goes. I just gave you kind of two angles on this one. Let's see if they can integrate nicely and smoothly, and we can take advantage of that, of course, and try to capitalize. But that's pretty much it. That's the story, Euro Canadian. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I wish you a nice trading day, and we'll be back on Monday. Take care.